Welcome in, everybody. We got Monday Night Football. We're about to break everything down that you need to know and give you guys our favorite plays and a parlay at the end. Let's get into it. Welcome in, everybody. As I said, we got Monday Night Football. Bills facing the Jets. Another dogfight of a divisional game. I'm with my man JJ. How we doing, brother?
Doing pretty good. We need to finally hit a parlay.
Bro, I
You know,
swear, if you're listening to the videos and then making plays without looking at the parlay at the end, you're probably up thousands of dollars. But for whatever reason, the parlay that me and JJ are putting together, one leg short, injury, backdoor cover that ends up with us missing or something, or play called back for our last leg. It's just been the most brutal luck ever. But the analysis has been there, and it's been there very heavily. We just needed to pay off today. Let's start getting into it. We got the pass game. I'll go over the coverages real quick for both teams and throw it to you, JJ. We got the Jets. They like to run a lot of cover 4. And then the Bills, a lot of cover 2 and just 2 high zones. So, JJ, what are you seeing on the offensive side facing those coverages?
yeah, facing those coverages, it's probably going to be a lot of Kincaid and Shakir. Maybe not so much Coleman, but expect Cook to get a little bit involved too. You have to think about it like the Jets get pressure on the quarterback as well. I think second highest rate according to NFL Pro. So that's probably gonna be some more checkdowns too. So there'll probably be Cook right there. Shakir is still questionable. There are no lines for him, but it sounds like he will play this game. But it's probably gonna be testing him out pre-game, seeing if he's good to go or not. Coleman, someone I kind of don't want to target here, especially on the outside. You don't want to face Sauce Gardner because he's a little bit more physical. The whole meme going around, he can't keep him hands to himself. So that should be fun. Michael Carter is out, so that should open it up a little bit for the opposite side. But outside of that, yeah, probably Faye Coleman, target Shakir and Cook. Maybe some Kincaid, but his usage has been like real low lately.
And I'm not expecting, I know there's a new coach now, Robert Saleh is gone, but the defensive coordinator is still the same. And I'm not expecting much change. The only thing that I'm kind of curious about is we've known up till this point that they don't move Sauce Gardner. They keep him on, I think it's the left side of the field.
Yeah.
Do we think that was more of a Robert Saleh decision or a defensive coordinator decision? Because that's really, I think the coverages, the pressure, all that stuff stays the same. The only thing that I can imagine changing with Robert Saleh being gone is maybe they move Sauce Gardner more, but I don't there's no reports on that. This is just like my line of process in terms of how to react to the new coach.
I still think they keep him on the same side. You know, it's similar to what the 49ers do still. So, I mean, I think they're all within like the same tree. I mean, I know Saleh was over there, but I think the defensive coordinator has like been under Saleh for a while. So I think usually when you're under the same person for a while, you're just going to kind of keep doing what you're doing, just like small changes here and there. But for the most part, the main everything is just going to be the same.
Okay, bet. And then the only other thing I have to add on after what you said is if Khalil Shakir doesn't play, Curtis Samuel's a fine pivot. I don't think
he's going to play the same role.
Yeah. The last week, by the way, it wasn't a good slot match, but a lot of people played him. I wanted to play him because I knew that bump in usage was coming. He was going to be on the field more. The coaching staff really likes him, but it was not a good matchup at the slot, and that's where we knew he was going to be lined up. This is kind of like JJ was saying. This is the matchup for the slot. He ran 70% of routes last game. If that continues again today, he's actually in a really good spot. I think he might be one of those sneaky ladder spots if Khalil Shakir doesn't play, because he's going to open up in the 20s again, and I'd be willing to say he gets, if he does his job, I'll say he gets 50. So I think he's a sneaky ladder spot. Jets side, receiving. That Gary Wilson got 22 targets last week. Don't think that's going to happen again today. But
yeah, it sounds like they want to be run heavy. At least that's what the interim head coach has been saying, which is the defensive coordinator. we'll see. We'll see what the coach speak is because we don't have any history on his actual coach speak. But I mean, I could believe it. You got a star running back. You got another rookie running back that's probably be starting on probably like 26 different teams right now. Um, he's just been that good. I don't know how he slipped to the fourth
It's
round.
so tough.
Yeah,
It's so tough because Brees is top 3 back in the league realistically. So it's like
yeah,
I'm over here betting on Brees Hall because I'm like, hey, he's that fucking good. New coach probably wants to get him or new coach and new play caller probably wants to get him the ball more. But it's like Braylon Hall hasn't done anything to give him the ball less either. So I still think Brees Hall is getting more usage, but at the same time, like Braylon has been really fucking good. So
yeah,
the whole scenario is a mess. I don't think Garrett Wilson's getting 22 targets again. We think Brees Hall is going to get more usage. We don't know for sure. And then Lazard's obviously got that connection with Rodgers. Mike Williams is getting more snaps. I should really like the spot for Tyler Conklin. But then with all that wrapped up, it's a new play caller. Nathaniel Hackett's gone. So I am expecting a big bump for the offense as a whole, mostly because they're not dealing with Nathaniel Hackett anymore. But I have no idea where it's realistically going to come.
yeah. It's all gonna be like a big mystery. But like the best way to attack the Bills with their too high, they like to play a lot of cover two as well. Uh sorry. So Conklin and Lazard, those would be the guys I really would want to target, especially because they play a lot in the slot too. And the Bills have been getting torched from the slot, so those would be my go-to guys. Against too high, Conklin and Lazard have about 21% targets per route run, about the same yards per route run. Well, I mean, not the same, but like 1.28 for Lazard, 1.7 for Conklin. So he's been a little bit better after the catch, but it's not like it's always a 2 or something. And then Lazard, 26% first read share against too high, and Conklin 10.1%. So I probably lean Lazard here, but Conklin is also in a good spot. I'm pretty sure his line is probably going to be underrated here, so definitely I would like to take over there.
JJ, guess who the leader in yards per route run since week 3 is for the Jets?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's Conklin or Lazard.
It's Conklin. Conklin,
Yeah.
2.1 yards per route run. He is the only person with more than 10 routes run against too high with above 2 yards per route run for this Jets team. Garrett Wilson is at 0.89, by the way. I know a lot of people are going to want to take him after he just got 22 targets. Just for context there. So Conklin's usage has gone up a lot the last few weeks. So I do like that look. I'm personally going to be on Brees Hall receiving as well. The Bills have just been getting torched by running back receiving. They play cover 2, which is the most favorable coverage for running backs just in general, not just the Bills, just if you look at the landscape of the league and how the coverage is played. And they allow the highest check down percentage because of that, so it makes sense. I think running backs that have run at least 11 routes have all gone over his receiving line except one. It was like Cam Akers or something, so he doesn't fucking count. And Brees Hall is run, even with Nathaniel Hackett just screwing the offense, he's run 24 routes in every game and 30 plus in the last 3. So I think the spot's going to be golden for him as well. But I think that's all we have to add about the passing game.
Yeah, let's get into the running.
Let's
So
do
for
it.
the running, both of these teams are going to be leaning more like zone run concept. I mean, we talked about the Bills enough. Their run defense has just been horrible. The injuries have like really hurt this team, where the linebacker and nickel, and like those are all the key guys that they need to stop the run, and they're just not there. They're not coming back anytime soon. Um, with the Jets defense, they can be exploitable. It's more so going to be yards after contact because they're 20th best. But they do allow the 10th fewest yards per carry versus zone. So, I mean, we'll see. But I'd rather attack this Jets defense in the slot. But, I mean, maybe they'll mix in some man gap. The Bills have been successful in the past with man gap run scheme. So maybe they'll mix that in there. But, I mean, outside of that, it's tough to say. I probably, if anything, for the Bills side, I probably want Josh Allen because they just do play a lot of man coverage, and man coverage, you're going to be able to scramble a lot. And then you got the pressure on the other side as well. So when you get pressure, quarterback's going to scramble. And you can kind of see that last week. He had 54 rushing yards. Because I think Houston last week, well, up until last week, they're the highest in pressure rate or something like that. Definitely top 5, depending on where your source is. I mean, for the Jets offense, obviously, you want to target the running game. Brees Hall or Braylon Allen. Probably lean Brees Hall here. He's a top back in the league. Started off horrible this year. If he doesn't get it going this week, I ain't got no hope for him the rest of the season. I'm not optimistic at all. He has to get it done here.
It's amazing how much everybody knows that he's fucking good, but at the same time, nobody has like a real process as to what's going on with him outside of just, hey, let's blame the offensive coordinator. And it's probably his fault. People are probably right to say that, but it's just wild that a guy that nobody's saying, oh, maybe Brees Hall isn't that good. Nobody's saying that because nobody actually thinks that. Brees Hall is actually just good at football, and everybody's confused. But I think both run defenses in this, I just don't believe in any run defense. I think it's golden that we saw the Jets in week 1 just get pounded by the 49ers, because we all know the 49ers are good. But I think if that wasn't a primetime game, people would still think, oh, the Jets run defense is top 5, top 10. It was just a weird week 1 because we saw it. Like, it wasn't as good as the 49ers were. There was just an abysmal performance. The front line, second level deep, it was just bad all around. So I think we all know that the pass defense on both sides is significantly better than the run defense. So I think it would be smart for both teams to lean on the run if they can.
Definitely. And that's kind of why you see Josh Allen's yards at 200, Aaron Rodgers at 218 or so. So, I mean, they're expecting a lot of run as well as far as the books is.
It's going to be a slow game. I think because of that, outside of just insane red zone efficiency, I think this game should go under. There's a lot of obviously it's a primetime game, those go under, but there's a lot of other systems that support that as well. But that's all we got.
We could talk about them now. Going into the parlay.
Talk about the system? Yeah, let's go. Let's get into the parlay. So the first leg we're going with is Brees Hall, 60 rushing yards. Like JJ said, if he doesn't do it this week, he's never going to be able to do it. So 60 rush yards against a team that has a significantly worse run defense and pass defense, and a guy who is getting a new offensive play caller that is hopefully favorable to him because his last one was as bad as it gets. Next leg, we are going Josh Allen to get 35 rush yards. And for the last leg, we're going Jets money line. We got Mr. Monday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers has only ever lost one Monday Night Football game in his career, and that was week 1 against the 49ers. I'm calling that an outlier. That was his first full game as a Jet. The offense looked horrible. Daniel Hacken's not calling the offense anymore. I'm calling that game an outlier. Mr. Monday Night Football is going to come into play today. So 3 legs, 1 unit, $100, wins us $600. We're playing this on ESPN Bet. Some other sites have the same, but with lower odds with a profit boost, though, so you might be able to get the same, if not better odds. But that's what we're locking in. Make sure you lock it in, too, because if this hits, you're going to be pissed that you didn't tail. Other than that, make sure you like and subscribe if you appreciate this. JJ, appreciate you coming on as always, and let's make some money tonight.